Hello and welcome to another stupendous episode of Roar Time with head coach Jason Gibson, director of operations. I am that whisper in the wind. Dr. Love in the jungle, Eric Fowler out here in these streets, and we welcome you once again to Roar Time. Today's episode of Roar Time is brought to you by Rivertown GMC, J. Broadwin and Associates, USAA, and our guys over there at CTV Beam. Coach, congratulations on yet another stellar victory. The past weekend, Maine Mammoths came up in this camp in Columbus, Georgia, and we had some good Maine meat.
It was a mammoth of a game.
That it was. Gargantuan of all sorts, yes. So, Coach, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was another big game, and they'd taken the last couple teams to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And you had to be prepared for them. So I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest with you, but I knew it would be a good game.
Absolutely. And no doubt it could have very well have been another one of those trap games for us, a team like this coming in with a 1-7 record. But it started off rather interesting in the first quarter, wouldn't you say, because Maine was up 10-7 against us in the first period.
Yeah, we didn't score in the first drive.
Yeah.
They go down and score. Then we finally get on the board, and they come out and kick a field goal, and at the end of the first quarter, I think it's 10-7, and I'm thinking, here we go.
There you go.
I mean, we're in a game, and that's just nothing to expect. I think we got a little complacive. Their starting quarterback Bain was out with a concussion, so they played their backup, who was a good. He was
Very
pretty good.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you see that, you think, oh, okay, we got this game, and you kind of let up a little bit. But that first quarter they went after it, and their kicker, he's good.
Yeah, he was good.
He was on point.
Yes, he was. It didn't seem like he was missing anything.
No, he wasn't. He was so smooth about it. I think they found him out of South Africa or something. It's the word on the street. So I told my owners after the game, I said, you're going to have to increase my budget for
some international recruiting.
For scouting. I need to go to South Africa. So I need to go to Germany. I need to go to England. So yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, it was after the first quarter. I wasn't worried, but I knew that because they have such good coaching with Coach Fuller, that if there was a slip up here or there, they'd be in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, speaking of kickers, we have a new kicker.
Right.
I'm just calling him Vacha, but his name is pronounced similar to vodka. Am I correct?
I think it's vodka. I was saying Vacha. I just say Derek.
Yeah.
But yeah, Derek's. I think he was 7 of 8 on extra points.
He was.
He was 9 of 11 the last game was Lehigh Valley. He brought up a stat to me last night that they're like a point away from the record for extra points as far as hitting them in percentages. So I have to look that up, Derek, and see if you're telling the truth or not. But he's doing a great job, being consistent. We go into halftime and he had hit 5 straight in a row.
Yeah.
So you got to be excited about that. We're working on some different things with kickoffs, trying to figure out a way to make that. His hitting deuces isn't his strong point, but there's some things we can do in a kickoff that can, have an advantage for us that we're working on as we speak. But he's pretty good.
Good deal. And we'd be remiss if we wouldn't talk about Mason Espinosa. 3 straight TD passes for what, 28 points, second quarter?
Yeah, you go down in the first quarter and it's 10-7, but all of a sudden, we end the quarter with touchdown pass to Neal, touchdown pass to Neal, touchdown pass to Purefoy. I mean, boom, 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 boom. And next thing you know, you're up 35-18 going into halftime, and he was just on fire. It just kind of took us a little bit of time. They were playing a tight defense, and they do a good job of it. Kerryon Jones is a really good DB. But, at the end of the day, can't nobody hold Duron Neal and Fortson and Purefoy. And it was just a matter of time, and Mason got on fire and started hitting it, and we're going to halftime 35 points, which is where we need to be. That puts you on your 10 to 11 touchdown pace for a game. And anytime we score 10 touchdowns, minus the Jacksonville game, you're going to win.
That's right.
You're going to win. Right. So that was a good going into halftime. It was perfect.
Those 3 amigos, anytime that they're on the field, it is hard to contain those guys.
Yeah, it is. And the other teams have great receivers, too. I'm not taking anything from those guys, but being a receiver coach myself, and that's what I do, and there's not many – I'm not sure if there's anybody else that would even break our lineup.
Yeah.
I'd tell you what, I love Devin Wilson from Maine, number 2, that receiver.
Oh yeah, that guy was.
He is a player. He's a great guy. He's a good showman, good athlete, and he he might find a way on our team. If he know, but he's a good player. But still, our three guys are as good as anybody, and I love having them. So
exactly. Well, Lion Nation, yet another stellar performance of our Columbus Lions, and I think it just kind of goes with the territory that we are continuing to develop. I think we still have room for improvement. Wouldn't you say, Coach?
Well, yeah, because one of the things we happened in the last couple of games was the fourth quarter was a kind of a debacle for us.
Yeah.
Win or lose. And we've been giving up points in the fourth quarter, whether we're not finishing or whatever. I think the last game against Jacksonville, we gave up 26 in a quarter. You can't give up 4 touchdowns in a quarter.
No, you can't do that.
And you'll never win. And we did that in the fourth quarter. We gave up 26 to Jacksonville, but this game we talked about what we needed to do, and we gave up 0.
Yeah.
And that was huge. That was huge because there was a point in the game where it wasn't decided yet.
Correct.
There was a possession that we scored a touchdown. If we hadn't have scored and they scored, they're down by 6, and they're right back into it. Now it's a chess match, and Coach Fuller gets it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the chess guys that I don't really want to go against. The rest of the guys, I ain't worried about it. I don't care if you see it on camera or not. I'm just saying. But Coach Fuller knows what he's talking about, and I could see him. I'm always in my mind. I'm always 3 possessions ahead. I'm always figuring out, how long each possession needs to take, in order to get this out. He's doing the same thing. So we're matching wits on wits. And I was like, man, if we don't score in this drive, we could be in trouble.
Yeah.
But we did, and it worked out in our favor, and just closed the kind of game out. And I was just proud of how they finished in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. Congratulations again to our Columbus Lions for a stellar performance. Now, Coach, we've got some activity before us. Our next 2 games are road games.
Yeah, we're in that month of June we talked about, a couple weeks ago. It was a 5-week season for June because we have 5 games in June. I thought it was going to define our whole season.
Yeah.
We start out with the loss in Jacksonville, then we get the win with Maine. So now it's down to a 3-game series of Massachusetts, Carolina, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
And the bad thing is 2 of those are on the road. So, it's going to – we'll know in 3 games. It's almost like a 3-game series in basketball. I got to be 2-1.
Yeah.
Of the next 3 games, we have to win 2 of 3 no matter what. If we go 3-0, that's great. If we go 2-1, we're on point.
Correct.
We go 1-2, we're in trouble. We go 0-3, we're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. I don't see us losing at home. I just don't.
I don't either.
We've lost 1 game at home in 3 years.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can continue to do that. And if we can stay on pace and win our home games, we'll be in a good spot at the end to let it kind of fall where it may. But we have the toughest schedule going out. We have no bye weeks going out. We're starting to get some guys banged up. And it's now that part of the season where it's a grind. And I always talk about, fatigue makes cowards of us all. And people think it's talking about like running and things like that. But it's a mental state of mind. It's doing the same things to the best of your ability when you've done them 100 times.
Yeah.
And it could be anything. It could be the show. You got to wake up. You got to get up here. You got to put as much energy into it. You got to make sure that you're on point. You can never take anything for granted. And we do the same thing with football on a 9-week stretch. It's easy to get complacent. It's easy to say, I got practice tonight and I got a game this week. And you have to look at it like it's the first practice.
Yeah.
The first game. And that's hard. It's hard to do mentally with any job. So that's our focus. Going forward to these 3 games and being the best of 3.
Yeah.
So,
well, Coach, I have no doubt that you and your wonderful staff are going to have some things in place in which to keep the motivation going and to definitely keep the win streak going. And when we think back on those 2 losses that we've suffered, they've been road games.
Right. Last play of the game.
Yeah. It's always come down to basically the last play of the game.
Yeah.
And again, not pointing the finger at any one individual or any one situation, but I think from a planning perspective, what has to be done. It's just a matter of our guys going out and implementing the plan.
Yeah,
set before us.
The Mass game really kills me just because we had that game. And we're up 30-15. We get an interception. We're getting ready to score to make it 37-15. That game's over.
Yeah.
And then we throw 2 straight turnovers, and then we have a 4th down play we didn't make. if we convert any of those, that game's over. And it didn't. And this is a different scenario, and we're talking different. But you know what? I guarantee you Carolina's sitting in their house saying, we should be 8-1.
Yeah.
Columbus hadn't thrown that lucky Hail Mary pass. We'll get it. Well, if I hadn't squibbed the ball and muffed it on the kickoff right before halftime, that luckily bounces off one of their players and they get a touchdown, then they would have been in a situation anyway. We still would have won.
That's right.
So all the ifs and buts, but it turns out the way it does. I tell you this, we're always going to be at the end of the game with a chance to win.
Oh, no doubt.
You're not going to come and blow me out.
No, not happening.
So
I don't think we've ever had to suffer that.
I don't know.
Have we?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. I just didn't think that was the case.
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, as we talk about injury reports, let's get into that, Coach. The Houston Clinic injury report, the sick and shut-in list, as we call it. What is that looking like right now?
It's not looking good. We just got some guys banged up. Greg Hall won't play this week for an undisclosed injury. So Greg won't play. Jarmon Forson's going to be questionable. He plays so hard. He plays so, you know what I mean, that I don't know what's more important, continue to push his body through this week or give him a week off to recruit going into the stretch we got to get. So that may be an option for there. A couple other guys are banged up a little bit here and there. Tyler McDonald had to sit at practice last night, so we'll see. But the good news is, Dr. Garinger and everybody at Houston Clinic, Mackenzie Wakefoot, our trainer, they do such a great job getting our players back on the field, and they do such a great job along with Bone Rehab. Beth Bone, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Beth Bone is the whisperer of rehab. She does a great job for us too. So, but from an injury standpoint, we're not too bad, but it's starting to mount.
Okay.
Little by little injuries are starting becoming, they're hanging around a little longer. Guys will miss a little more practice here or there. Hey, guy, I got a neck, coach. I need to sit out today. Hey, coach, can I get a day out of pads? And it's starting to build up, and I'm like, guys, we got 9 more games left, man.
That's
Or
right.
8 more. We gotta tough through it. So.
Yeah. Well, Lion Nation, we will continue to support everything that goes on in our camp, and we ask that you do the same. We're going to pause for a cause for messages, so please sit tight to your seats. We'll be right back with more information right here at Roar Time at CTV Beam with head coach Jason Gibson. Hold tight.
Every day, men and women from communities across this nation serve as Reserve Citizen Airmen.
I am proud to defend our nation.
Proud to be part of a team that helps make a difference.
I am proud to be part of something larger than me and to serve my country.
We celebrate those who have served and those who are proudly serving in the Air Force Reserve. Our mission is to fly, fight, and win in air, space, and cyberspace.
I am proud to be a member.
I am proud to protect our...
Proud to serve in the U.S. Air Force Reserve.
Collision Surgeons of Columbus, now at our new location at 5050 Warm Springs Road Connector. We've teamed up with JP Auto Care to create a one-stop shop for your collision and mechanical needs. Don't go into cardiac arrest. Come by Collision Surgeons at 5050 Warm Springs Road Connector.
Welcome back to Roar Time, right here with head coach and director of operations of your Columbus Lions, Coach Jason Gibson. I am the mere whisper in the wind. Dr. Love in the jungle, Eric Fowler out here in these streets. Coach, this is that coveted time of the show where we have the awesome honor and pleasure of sending shout outs to our sponsors. Coach, take it away.
All right. Jordan's Girls Gourmet Dogs. Favorite eating spot of the Lions and players and staff. They love feeding the Lions. Home of the Lions Big Dog, half-pound black Angus beef foot long. It's located on 8th Street in Veterans. Matter of fact, I was there yesterday. It's always great. I love going there. Sprague Supply, sponsor the Lions Catch of the Game at each game and on CTV Beam each week. There's 3 locations in Columbus, Alexander Street, Phoenix City, the 280 bypass, and in Auburn, it's on Opelika Road. Motor Acceptance Corp, you'll see their dashers in our arena. This is, are you trapped in a title loan? Lower your interest, lower your payments to get up to $1,000 in cash from Motor Acceptance Corp in Columbus, Georgia. Just call 1-800-NEW-RATE. Texas Roadhouse, home of the Fall Off Ribs, located at 2970 North Lake Parkway. Ice cold beer and legendary margaritas. The Overby Company and Shred Away, longtime copier, print supplier of the Columbus Lions office staff at 3 locations. Shred Away document and storage, protect your business the best way. Midas of Columbus, who obviously also is our Midas Player of the Game sponsor. Every touchdown is a Midas touchdown. Trust the Midas touch. Air Force Reserve is a sponsor of our Defensive Player of the Game of each week. Pass the Pigskin, the popular fan participation contest at every Lions home game. And finally, Players, Restaurant, Billiards, and Locals Bar and Grill in Phoenix City. Each game, a fan can cast their ballots at the Lion Fan Center to either win lunch at Players on 54th Street or dinner at Locals on Somerville Road with their favorite Lion player. Don't forget at home games to register for PCS Metro's Quarterback for a Minute Challenge. Great sponsor of ours. PCS Metro is the official wireless provider of the Columbus Lions, and you can register for them at the Fan Center or you can go to the stores.
Awesome. Coach, that's a great read, man.
I do a good job on
You
that
do a
one.
heck of a job, man.
Well, I want, honestly, you know what? I want to put time into it because they're good sponsors for ours. We talk about this all the time, and I want to make sure that they get as much attention that they deserve.
Absolutely. Sponsors, we appreciate everything that you do for Lion Nation. And Lion Nation, please go out and support the sponsors because we would not be who we are if we didn't have this level of
I got to
sponsorship.
be honest with you. I visit everyone. I visit almost all of these.
That's
Except
awesome.
for Air Force Reserve. I'm not going to the Air Force Reserve. Don't get mad at me, guys. But I do. I go to Jordan Dogs. I go to Billiards. All these different places. I support, Lead and Auto, Tires First.
That's right.
Domino's, Little Caesars, all these different businesses.
The Hangout.
The Hangout.
Yeah.
The Hangout. Beth Bone, Rivertown GMC, Metro PCS, all these people. I'm a customer. I'm a vendor.
That's right.
Not a vendor. Am I a vendor?
You're a customer.
I'm a customer.
You're a
sorry.
customer, yeah.
See, I'm a customer of these people. They're good businesses. So just please support them. And of course, Supercharge.
Supercharged.
I'm going David and Melissa. I'm on a Supercharge withdrawal because we're out.
Uh-oh.
Can't keep it in the office.
Time
for
to
players.
restock.
We've got to restock that Supercharge. And I love Supercharge. And if you look around, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're in every store, every gas station. They're everywhere. So if you haven't had a chance to try it, it's a great sports drink. It's not an energy drink. It's a sports drink like Gatorade. And so
They had a booth yesterday, Coach, out on Broadway right in front of Mama G's, Mama
get after
Goldberg's.
it.
Yeah.
And I would be remiss.
Uh-oh.
I had to use it.
I like it.
If I didn't mention Buffalo Rock.
Oh, yeah. Those guys.
Because I tell you what, when I've had a rough day, there ain't nothing better, and I shouldn't do this. There ain't nothing better than me grabbing a Mountain Dew.
Uh-oh. Man.
I'm telling you, when I got to, wind down and just be alone and whatever, I sneak into Rick Jacobson's office, our head sales guy, and I grab one of them Mountain Dews.
Grab a Mountain Dew?
I grab a Mountain Dew, and it's on.
Nothing like it.
So I appreciate
Nothing like
Buffalo Rock.
Fantastic. Sponsors, again, we appreciate all that you do in Lion Nation. Continue to support us. And if you want to, it's not too late. We still got plenty of time. If you would like to be a sponsor of Lion Nation, there's opportunity for you to get involved. So
Definitely.
Holler at us. We can definitely take that opportunity to bring you on board. So, Coach, we are about to hit the road going to Massachusetts. What is this going to be like? Another plane, train, automobiles episode?
We're going to go up to Boston.
Boston. Beantown.
Yeah. No, it's we got it. Yeah, it's going. It's planes, trains, automobiles always, but got a good trip planned for us as far as getting there and being able to relax. Better flight setup, but it's a road trip, man. Road trips are road trips, and it's a lot of sitting around waiting for the game.
Yeah.
And sitting over here waiting to get to that room to wait, to get to here to wait, and but it's going to be a tough game. They're coming off a bye week. They've had 2 weeks to watch film. Interesting stat. The 2 bye weeks we came off of, we lost.
Oh.
Now, there were 2 road games as well, so, but I somebody brought that to my attention.
Didn't catch that,
I did
Coach.
not know that.
Yeah.
Both bye weeks we came off of, we lost. So maybe that works for them, but it's a road game in discussion, and it's hard to win on the road.
It is.
So they pose a lot of problems. I would say outside of Espinoza, I think that the Sean kid at quarterback is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's a tough player. You take him off that team, they're a 500 team.
Yeah.
He's that good.
Just a good.
I like him. He's a really good football player. So the main thing for us is having to go up there against Mass. It's the only team we didn't score 50 points against.
True.
We jumped out early and had some good points, but we just didn't play very well. But I think that was the defining game for our offense. The adjustments we made going into the next game kind of helped us find our identity of who we were as an offense with what we have. Now that I know exactly what we have and where we're at, we've been running 8, 9, 10 touchdowns a game, and that's the key. We don't look at it as we need 70 points. We need 10 touchdowns. How do we get 10 touchdowns?
There you go.
That's the golden nugget to get to. And Mass plays really good defense, so it's going to be a good matchup. I got some special. I can't say it on camera because I don't want to give away what I'm doing.
There you go. Don't want to give
I got some personnel adjustments we're going to make that should put us in a good position, and I'm challenging the defense again to go up there and do what we have to do. So huge game. It's a huge game because we could put some distance. The main thing is this: we play Mass 3 times.
Yeah, we do.
We've already played them once and they beat us. So now I have to win the next 2 to hold a tiebreaker.
Gotcha.
I have to.
So when it comes down to this, when we talk about must wins, this obviously being that one.
Yeah.
Because again, we're playing them 3 times, and we need to set a precedence about ourselves, especially against this organization, the Massachusetts. So, and saying that, Lion Nation, we need to support. Even though we are, going to be going miles away from home, the support needs to still be there in spirit, if nothing less. Now, we're not doing any kind of.
It's always a watch party at Sapos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You always go to Sapos. It's the official watch party. There's always a great crowd. The last game at Jacksonville was a really good crowd there. Alejandro and Orlando over there at Sapos take good care of you. So you can watch the game there. You can watch on YouTube and watch it at home. And it's going to be a good game.
Coach, we've got some good things going on in the community. We've got the NFL flag competition going down for our youth. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, it's a flag league. Deadline's really supposed to be this week, Friday the 15th.
Okay.
But I may extend it, so make sure you get registered. Go to our website. You can register for that. It's a 6-game season during the month of June and July. Play inside on the turf. It's great for the kids. And then we got a Roar Lions Roar Camp, which is on June 25th, 26th, 27th in the arena on the turf. My players will run it. And it's a great way to get inside. You can beat the heat, get out of the rain.
Absolutely.
If it rains, you don't have to worry about that. Both of those you can register online. Deadlines are coming up. You got to register soon, and you'll see more information on that on social media.
Okay. Coach, we'd like to give a quick shout out. Got to give it up for the Lady Lion cheerleaders and their performance.
Braden Securities. Lady Lions cheerleaders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Correct me. I'll appreciate that.
Sorry about that. Got to throw it in for my guy, Braden Securities. It's a company that they've been supporting the Lady Lions all year long. That's the official company or supporter of the Lady Lions.
Awesome.
A little shout out to Braden's.
There you go.
Okay, go ahead.
But they did a great job with their performance.
Yes, they did.
The superhero performance,
it was
if
a
you
cool
will.
fight dance.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally had players, and I kind of just, when I saw it, because of course we're in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
You never really pay attention to that stuff. But when they came out in the costumes, and I saw the players all looking like, what are they looking at? So I kind of look over, and then I saw the little fight scene, and then I just, from a business standpoint, because I do the business part as well, I looked up in the stands, and I saw the women clapping.
Yes.
That's when you know you got them.
There you go.
Men are always going to clap at any girl.
It's a given.
Tall, short, fat, skin, don't matter. They're men. But when I saw the women showing appreciation for what the girls had done, they just did a great job with the costumes, with the fight scene. You can tell they put some effort into it, and I was proud of them and proud of the dance team and Christina Fonner, who did a good job. Christina, if you're watching, our thoughts are out with you from the Lions Nation. You know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to say on camera, but we wish you the best.
Awesome. And then, Coach, we would definitely be remiss if we didn't talk about those lovely, precious junior Lady Lion cheerleaders.
I didn't see it. I heard it was the best show of the whole year.
Coach, they did a phenomenal job.
It was the best show of the whole year.
It was.
Kate Quinn, who's a CSU dancer or cheerleader. She's on the nationally ranked CSU cheerleading squad. Kate runs that.
Okay.
And boy, they put on a show.
They do. They put
on a show.
Yeah. So, Lion Nation, there's so much that we could talk about that goes on throughout the course of our game, the performances, the great end of quarter games that we play.
Great announcer.
Who is that guy? Pop my collar. Well, Coach, I appreciate it. Have a great time. It's a great time. There's a lot of passion involved in that. But, Coach, we've got a question coming at you from one of the members of Lion Nation, a guy by the name of Jay Sliding of Casita, Georgia. Coach's question is, who do you feel is your biggest competition at this point in the season? That's a very good question, Coach.
Of course, I'm going to say us, but
True.
It really comes down to the three. You're looking at Mass, Jacksonville, Carolina,
Yeah.
and I'd have to go with the best quarterback of the three, and I'm going to have to say Massachusetts.
Ah, okay.
Everybody thinks I'm going to say Carolina, but I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, if I look on paper, that's not the one that because we match up well with them. I think Massachusetts, their quarterback brings something to the table that the other quarterbacks don't have.
Okay.
And and they could be a team to be reckoned with. And I'd hate to see them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because of, I think, they've got the players, and I've said this before, from an athletic standpoint, I felt that our team is one of those athletic teams in the league when you look at the roster and the schools that they played at.
Oh, yeah.
And anybody will tell you that. But I think Massachusetts matches up as well. I think their rosters is just as good athletically, and that's a tough team.
Gotcha. As we look at the league, the National Arena League, as a whole, Coach, what is the outlook right now at this point in the season? How is that kind of matching up?
I think it's great. Every game's competitive. You're looking at a couple of games every week that come down to the wire, which is what you want. And I'm fortunate I've been on both ends of those. The win against Carolina, the loss against Jacksonville, but that's great for the league.
Yeah.
And the best compliment I can say is I've got people coming to me after the game at the restaurant. Hey, Coach, did you check out the score of the Jacksonville game? Did you see that? Oh, man, did you see the Massachusetts score? So they're scoreboard watching other games.
Yeah.
So the league's growing. It's a great year. There's been no headaches. We're talking about 19, but I thought about that. Oh, next year we're going to do this. Next year we're going to do that. And we're going to get this team. Hey, we're in it now.
Right now, we're in it.
Work all that time to be in this moment, to be able to do what we're doing right now. It's not to be in the off season selling and planning for next year.
Yeah. We're in the midst of it
We're
now.
in the midst of it now. So I'm going to enjoy it now and worry about that later.
Absolutely. Well stated, Coach. Well, Lion Nation, you have heard it right here from the man, the myth, the legend, head coach Jason Gibson of your Columbus Lions. We appreciate all that you do. We ask that you would continue to hold tight to your seats. We'll be right back. This is that very pivotal moment in the show where we like to be able to provide you with the superlatives of the past weekend's game. Hold tight to your seats. We'll be right back with those announcements right after these commercial messages.
Rivertown Buick GMC is going deep with our deepest discounts of the year. Every select new Buick and GMC model scores with thousands below MSRP. And your team of new 2018s are lining up, backed by our low price promise. We'll meet or beat any price. You get $1,000. Plus, get the right way guarantee with limited lifetime powertrain protection. We are Rivertown Buick GMC, and we are the king of trucks.
USAA gives me the peace of mind and the security just like the Marines did. At one point I did change to a different company with car insurance and I was not happy with the customer service. We have switched back over and we feel like we're back home now. We're the Williams family and we're USAA members for life.
Lion Nation, welcome back to Roar Time right here with head coach Jason Gibson. I'm Eric Fowler out in these streets, Dr. Love in the jungle. And this is that portion of our show where we have the opportunity to announce our players of the game. Coach, we will start with the Midas play of the game. Who is that guy, Coach?
Tristan Purefoy, 11 catches, 100-plus yards, 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, I think. And he's had a phenomenal game, and that's what I expected out of him. And congrats to Tristan.
Congrats, Tristan. Pretty boy, Purefoy. Then, Coach, we have supercharged offensive player of the game.
The Q, man.
The Q, man.
Quavon Hicks, man. That's another, 3 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns last week, 3 touchdowns this week. He's quietly, because he doesn't talk much, he's the best fullback in the game right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because he can block, he can run, he's leading the league in rushing, and he'll be leading in touchdowns. But good job, Quay, on the supercharged offensive player of the game.
There we go. And then we've got the Air Force defensive player of the game. Coach, talk to me.
Corey Crawford, man. We hadn't put him at the nose. He made a bunch of plays there, some tip passes, sacks, tackles for losses. Corey's starting to come into his own. He's always been a great player, and thank God he's around.
There he is. Fantastic. Glad he's healthy, yes. Sprague Napa, auto catch of the game. Talk to me, Coach. Who's that guy?
It's weird. It's a defensive player.
Isn't that something?
Tyler Stevenson. He made an interception
Yeah,
in
he
the
did.
far end. He came off of a coverage and fell back and picked off a fade route over the wall. It was a great catch. And I think it was in the third quarter. So congratulations to Tyler.
Fantastic. And last but certainly not least, this guy always makes an impact in Lion Nation. The collision surgeon's hit of the game, Coach.
Larry Edwards. Edwards, he made a smashing hit on the quarterback that actually caused an interception.
Yeah.
This is what we need. Been looking for that from Larry all year long, and he delivered. So congratulations on Larry.
Well, Lion Nation, you heard it first right here at CTV Bean. We thank you for all that you do. Continue to support your Lions. Make certain that you stay tuned and watch these games that we are on the road. We need you in spirit, if not physically, making a trip. But please continue to support Lion Nation. Coach, we appreciate all that you do.
Thanks, man. You too, brother.
Hey, man. Love you, man. Mean it. Don't care what you say about it. Toy Gar and those guys over there at CTVB, we love you too, man. Stay tight. Roar Time, right back here at you for another stupendous episode of Roar Time with this guy right here. Until we meet again, take care.